Very good morning. Let us start now, 6:20. Warm welcome to our Group Masters, Father Joe Huang, Hualien Dharma team, and brothers and sisters around the globe to Saturday Hualien Dharma Talk. Let us start the session for today. This morning, I would like to share a short extract from Master Cheng Yan's speech on a volunteer morning assembly dated 28th of November. Master says, suffering in life is what we see on the news, allowing us to witness suffering. We have to speedily express gratitude to self at all times that we have a peaceful life and our life is without worries. Happiness and fortune in our life, if it's lacking in gratitude, we will always be discontented. No matter how much we possess, we will be discontented. To see things clearly and to carve in our mind. If we analyze it correctly, we are blessed beings and ought to be grateful and contented. Otherwise, the mind is constantly filled with affliction caused by discontentment. Personal insight, with gratitude or gratefulness, we are contented and be joyful always. Grateful to Master's teaching. Now let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May Sahaland be free from disaster and peace prevails in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piousness.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sing.
May all minds be purified. May there be peace in the community. May there be no disasters in this world. Now let us together we pray for universal love and blessing. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and a total fulfillment in universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in this world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our masters to let us in pay homage to Triple Gems. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Ching Yen by making 3 sincere bows. Please rise, bow together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved Abode Masters who could join us today. Today we have Brother Joe Huang and Brother David Liu on the Q&A session. Okay, let us invite Sister Su Ching for the weekly summary. Sister Su Ching, over to you.感恩.
Lumbini, birthplace of the Buddha, was not to be missed. The surroundings are beautiful, but the living conditions so impoverished. Hygiene is poor, education is low, and nutrition too. How can the team help the people so destitute? Brother Eddie, sisters Chin, Swan, Berna, and Joe patiently used wisdom to identify the problems with accompanied pictures that they show. An encounter with a boy, Ragnar, who has a big stomach, led the team to his home. One issue can quickly be identified. They need not roam. Intensely salty food was found everywhere they went. No matter the place, low protein, low vegetables, and food laced with salt is present. A quick check found that the non-communicable disease of hypertension is a recurring issue. Change the food, change their health, and change their lives, now they knew. A step at a time, plans for a big school is now in progress. Medical missions to attend to the poor is a recurring request. The Tima team found gratitude and blessings to constantly be playing in their minds as they roll up their sleeves to serve with utmost good intentions combined. The vision to uplift Buddha's birthplace has taken more momentum from now. With the consolidated good intentions from all over the world, we will find some way somehow. Then greetings from Tzu UK in Edinburgh. Sister Linan spoke about the cold winter in Scotland. The levels of poverty for both adults and children are a cause for concern. When Sister Linan first decided to do something, she was the only Tzu commissioner there. She braved the weather and distributed gifts to the homeless in the bitterly cold air. A year later, a few more people joined, and the following years, more and more came along. Then volunteers came from London and other parts of Scotland, forming a small team strong. Packets of goodies included thermos, food, and Jingsu aphorism too. Sister Linan also included lavender pouches, all sweet smelling and new. Even over the pandemic, the team went ahead. Undeterred, they sat at eye levels with the homeless and listened to their stories instead. The younger volunteers understood the value in community service. Some mentioned that ego disappearing and humility come to the surface. One cannot deny the power of one to many. When you keep doing what is right, people will always gravitate to sincerity. Then we have another one from Tzu UK. Sister Ethel and Brother Maxon first began with a thought after seeing the brutal attacks in Ukraine and the despair that the fighting brought. They wanted to show the refugees there are still many people who care. They decided to show it with music, as that has the power to ease feelings everywhere. First, a group of 8 with participants of various gender and ages. They practiced for days before reaching Poland as the war rages. Soon in Poland, they were warmly welcomed by all. The volunteers participated in the many activities, both big and small, singing and signing with the refugees and bringing smiles to each person's face. Through music, people unite together as one human race. That is it from me today. Let me introduce Brother Joe Huang for the next session. Brother Joe Huang, over to you. Joe, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Sister Su Ching. Thank you. Dear everybody, good day, good morning. I'm very happy to once again have this opportunity to share with everybody. Thanks, Sister Su Ching, for the review. And thanks for Sister Lily for, at the beginning, to recap what Master had preached and taught us in the last week's morning assembly. I think today what I'm going to share with everybody, I think follows through what Master said on that day. Let me bring up my PPT. First of all, let me thank everybody for allowing me to change the time for me. I understand that usually it's Brother David that is the first half. Thanks for allowing me to change this time, because later on we're going to have another meeting, and thanks to Sister Su Ching, I was going to say, well, then it's unfortunate because there's a time conflict, and Sister Su Ching was very adamant and making sure that she won't quit until absolutely there's no other way. So we decided to change the time to fit, because at around 7:10 I have another meeting here at the abode. So okay, all right, so let me start my sharing today. So Master has been talking about this climate watch or climate crisis global countdown, and right now it's roughly 6 years and 220 some days. It keeps on going down. And the reason why I brought this up is because Master always talks about this, and I think that this is a different perspective to look at things. The reason being that, you know, in our watch or in our clock, all the clock that we are looking at, it records the time. For example, right now it's our time here, it's in the morning, 6:34. And what that means is that 6 hours and 34 minutes have passed since 12 a.m. or 0 o'clock, since 12 p.m. or 0 o'clock a.m. So the clock that we're looking at always represent the time that has gone by already. So is our calendar. Looking at today is December 3rd. It tells us that in the year 2022, that 11 months have gone by, and plus 3 days or plus 2 days, in the month of December. And today is the 3rd day. the beginning of the third day. So all the time measurement that we're looking at is actually telling you how much had passed. Same thing. If I ask you, how old are you? You're going to tell me that how many years have passed since you were born. Countdown is a different perspective. Countdown is going from the time that you have left. This is from this point on until the deadline. And usually we don't know when the deadline is, right? I usually don't think that we know when we're going to end our life. We don't know when. We don't know when the life is going to end or when the world is going to end. We don't know that. However, we do know how many more hours is left in a day or how many seconds is left in a day. So that's what countdown really is. It tells you how much time you have versus how much time have already passed. And I think that the idea of a countdown, it alarms people in that it is reducing rather than the idea of a timing mechanism where it tells you that we have more and more time piling up. That is why when Master says that every year on her birthday or on these very specific special days, she looked at it as one more year had gone in her life, rather than I've already added one more year to my life. Oh, that's a different perspective. So one is countdown, one is accumulation. And the reason why I started with that was because I think Master is always looking at the same thing from different perspectives to allow us to gain a better insight or allow us to motivate us, to inspire us. And that's what I think, that's what I'm going to talk about in my next portion. This is what I shared to the America's Advanced Commissioner Training. There is a course that is run by the U.S. Commissioner Training Team, and one of the class is talking about the Lotus Sutra, and each session is about 25 minutes, very short. And there are about 7 or 8 sessions. So I divided up into different parts, and their monthly topic is the 6 parameters. So I divided up the 6 parameters with the 7 parables in the Lotus Sutra. And while I'm doing this, I felt that there was a lot of different perspectives that we could look at. And I think that is the whole key about the 7 stories or the 7 parables. The parables themselves are flexible enough that you could make sure that you gather different wisdom from the story. But that's the whole point that Master always says, right? By the time it is 6 p.m., Master said that 3/4 of the day has already gone past. And that tells you that there's only 1/4 left. But when you're looking at the clock that says 6 p.m., you rarely think of it as only 1/4 left. You rarely think of it as 3/4 has passed. You think of it as it's dinner time, right? So that's the different perspective that Master is trying to let us have, thinking of it in a different way. So today, I wanted to share with you what I share with them when we're pairing together the 6 parameters to the Lotus Sutra, the parables. And the very first one of the 6 parameters is giving, 布施. So which of the story did I pair it up with? I mean, there are many stories that we could pair up 布施 with. But the one that I chose, today I'm going to share with you 2 of the story. And the first story that I'm going to share with you is the parable of the burning house. So let's go through the parable of the burning house in the very beginning. I think this is the very simplified version. And the reason why I wanted to go through the simplified version is because, well, first of all, the running time for my sharing is only 25 minutes. I can't possibly go into depth. into very great detail about the story. But about this story, I think the simplified version is actually very simple, right? You sort of remember the story as it was. A great house is on fire, and there are many children. In fact, there are many people still in the house, but somehow they're unaware of the fire danger. They're unaware of the fire, and they're unaware of the mortal danger that is happening to them. So the father to the children, or the elder, or the owner of the house must quickly think of ways to get the children and get the people out of the house to safety. Okay, so that's the very simple premise of the story. Obviously, there are a lot of symbolisms in there talking about falling pillars and burning doors and etc. Okay, but this is the very simple, very simplified parable of the burning house. So the elder or the father thought about carrying the children out, right? So he's strong. The children were many, but they were small. So he thought about, let me just carry all the children out of the burning house, right? Like this, right? You push a cart and you load all the children up onto the cart and you cart them out. And that would be sending them to safety, right? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But the problem is, if they are not aware of the burning or of the danger, once they come out and they got bored, because children usually get bored really quickly, they run around and then they'll just go back to their house again, unaware of the danger or not knowing of the danger that's ahead of them in the burning house. So even if you get them out, they will still run in. So the problem isn't just to get them out, but the problem is, how do you keep them in the safety? Okay, so it's not even just about the danger of the house that's burning, but imagine if the house is burning and you get all your possession, and all your loved ones out to the house and onto the street. What if it's a child and it's gonna walk around and might get lost in all the people, right? Firefighters coming in and out. So there's so much danger that you can't possibly control all of your children. So what's going to happen, right? Yes, you can tell the elder or the father, hey, it's your own fault for having all these children that you cannot even manage. Well, you're right. You're right. If you have 20 kids and you don't have enough manpower to manage the 20 kids, it's your own fault. Yes, I understand. But that's not the point of the story anyway. So they would just go back into the house, right? Imagine you tell the kids not to play with fire. Imagine you tell the kids not to chew on power cord. They're still going to do it until they chew through it and they get zapped, or until something really bad happens when you play with matches, right? I got really, really severely scolded because I was playing with matches and not knowing of the problems that might happen. I remember when I was really little, and I had come across a lighter. And I remember the amazement that I had when I turned on the lighter, okay, when I switch on and the flame comes out. And I realized that when I was shooting the flame on that wooden frame of my bed, imagine how dangerous it was. So I was doing that, and the wood changes color because it was burned. And I was like, wow, this is wonderful. So I start doing it to multiple places. And then when I was at night, my dad, came over to make sure we're all tucked in. And he saw that because it was right on the bed frame. And he asked me, did you do this? And I said, no. So not only was I playing with fire, I lied. I didn't do this. Okay, so he asked my brother, and my brother said, no, he didn't do it. So my father knew, well, it's not going to be my mom or my dad, so it's got to be me. Okay, so my dad suspected me. Anyway, so I got severely scolded and punished for not only playing with matches, playing with fire, but also lying. Anyway, so the whole point is the parable of the burning house talks about the burning house, talks about the children not knowing the danger, and talks about that they're not willing to come out, whether because they're unaware or they don't care about the danger of the fire. So you can't just get them out, force them out, because they're just going to the house again. So he was thinking, I can lure the children out with their favorite toys. And this is where the story started to turn, right? They will come out of the burning house and stay out to play. And they won't disperse. They will just be playing there, and it will be safe. And they will be able to remain safe. And that was the key. Coming out of the house was only the first step. Keeping them safe was the second step. And if you force them to come out on their by your force, then you can make sure that they're safe, but you can't make sure that they remain safe, right? So here comes the problem, right? So that's where you have the great white ox cart, you have the cart pulled by deer and the sheep. Okay, not these three particulars, but since we're talking about toys, that's when I use these stuffed animals. Anyway, so when everyone is out to safety, finally, the father told all the children, look back into the house, look at it, there's a fire, and if you don't come out, you are all going to die. You are all going to get hurt or perish. And so that's why I gave you the toys. But in reality, the true thing is right here, the great white ox cart. Okay, so that's the real important gift. That was the story itself. And yeah, so the true gift is you're giving, the kids not just out of to safety, but you're giving them fire protection gears. Okay, so that was the joke. Anyway, so the moral of the story, people are often not aware of the dangers, right? You are often not aware of the danger that you're in. You're in the fire, you're in the house that's burning, and you don't know. Whether it's because you don't know that it's on fire or that you don't know the fire is dangerous. That's usually what happens right now, right? You think you know about the dangers of smoking, but you still smoke. That means you're not aware of the true dangers of smoking. Because if you're truly aware of the danger of the smoking, you would stop smoking already. Okay, so you're not aware of the true dangers of what it means of the danger, right? So not only are they not aware, sometimes they're not aware, sometimes they don't care, but they sometimes even refuse to believe. They refuse to believe that there is danger. So there is a part where you don't know, and there's a part that you don't care, and then there's a part where you just reject it. Okay, that's the people. That's people. So in this story, it talks about the psychology of the society, of the people. You're telling them that this is coming, right? You're telling them that the countdown is happening, that we have 6 years and 200 some days left until the global warming reaches 1.5 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial average temperature. And that means it's going to be a lot more climate crisis. So there are people that are not aware of what that means. And there are people that don't care what that means. And there are people that refuse to believe that it means something. That's what this story is really about, right? So you need ways to attract them, to steer them onto the right path. And that's what giving is. Remember, we're talking about 6 parameters. This is what giving. You have to give what people need and what people are willing to accept. If you're telling them about the countdown story, or if you're telling them about the 1.5 degrees Celsius, you have to tell them so that they are willing to accept. If you're giving them something that they cannot accept, then they will not receive it. Then it's as good as not giving. And I think that's what is very important. Think about the medicine. It is bitter, but it's good for you. Think about broccoli. Think about the vegetables. I think it's tasty, but there are so many people that don't like how it tastes. And they will not like to use, they would not like to eat it, right? Look at, think of the medicine. It's not tasty. It's not something that you can just drink out of, eat out of the goodness, out of the habit, right? Oh, great! It's broccoli. Let me stuff some in my dessert. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so same thing. Giving is not just about compassion. Yes, you're trying to help them. You're trying to steer people to safety, but more importantly, it's about wisdom. Because you have to have the wisdom to know what people want and what people need. And how do you get them to accept this? if what you think is really important, you need to have the wisdom so people can accept you. And where does that wisdom come from? You need experience. That's why we need to always practice. Practice what? Practice giving. So then you make it. It's a lot easier for the people to receive it. It's a lot easier for people to accept it. It's a lot easier for you to understand why people want and why people need it. And how do you make them accept? That's the moral of the story. It's not just about how to get them out. It's about thinking about what is the best way so people can accept it. And it's about experience. And that's why Master always tells you, you need to go into the people, into the masses, into the society, into among the people so that you can understand and trial and error and building up that experience. That's why it's so important, because there's no exact way. I can't tell you that the 3 carts are the best ways to lure the children out. Honestly, if you had 3 carts outside, I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't exit this house that I'm very comfortable in. So would many of the children of this generation, because that doesn't fit their profile. It doesn't fit them. So it's through this experience that you know what gets people motivated. It's through this experience and mindfulness and putting in this effort that you know what works and what doesn't work. That's another part of the story that perhaps is not being talked about so much. So that's the other side of what we're looking at. So the other story that I want to talk about is the medicinal herbs, the parable of the medicinal herbs. Yes, there are many different parts about this, but I think that I'm always looking for something that we can remember. And this is what I'm trying to do, right? At least by the time that 7 o'clock rolls by, which is another 8 minutes, and I have to start to prepare for my next meeting, that you at least walk away remembering something, right? The burning house, what's the moral of the story? That it's not, when you put it together with giving, you have to give so that people can accept, maybe in stages. You have to give the medicine that's bitter so that they are willing to accept, understand, right? Aware, understand and know, not just not care. Okay, so the next story is medicinal herbs. And we know, let me go through the simplified version. And I really like this, in the movie, My Fair Lady. And this is when I watched her when I was really, really little. So we're going through all my childhood stories when I was playing with fire, and also when I first time watched My Fair Lady with my parents. I had to sit through this at the time, I thought it was very boring, but eventually you grow into it, right? And this is what I was talking about. The story was good, but I didn't want to watch it at first. So my parents forced me to sit down and watch it. And it after 10, 15 minutes in, I grew to like it. I grew to like the movie. But if somebody didn't force me to sit down, I probably wouldn't, enjoy the movie. So sometimes the parents being forceful isn't always going to mean that I'm going to run away and do something when you're not looking. No, it doesn't mean that. But anyway, so the rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. So that's when the teacher was teaching Audrey Hepburn about pronunciation. Okay, so that's what this simplified story is really talking about. It talks about that when the rain falls onto this great earth, that the earth is saturated by this rainwater all equally, that the rain doesn't discriminate because this part of land is here and this part of land is there. So I'm going to rain unequally or unfairly. So it's saturated equally. However, even though the rain comes down is the same, but the water retained by the plants are very, very different. The bigger trees will hold more water than the small plants. And sometimes, just the other day, I was listening to the report, and I think it was talking about Madagascar. And because people there, they rely on their natural resources, which is lumber. So they cut down all their trees, and they didn't have the knowledge to plant back the tree that was lost. So the soil erosion was very, very serious. So they lost a lot of their soils, and many negative things happen. So anyway, so the retention of the water is very different when there's good soil and where there isn't good soil, and also when there's plants or big plants or trees. And even in big trees, there are different water retentions. Okay, so the moral of the story is that the rain treats all with fairness when falling to the ground, right? So we look outside and we look into our yard and the rain comes down. It's not going to discriminate between this plot of land and that plot of land, okay? So it's going to come down all the same. However, it's going to be absorbed differently by big trees or small grass, okay? So, but the other part about this is that no matter how the trees receive it differently, right? Bigger trees will retain more water. Small plants retain less water. However, they all require the basic needs. They all have the same basic needs. This is the other way to look at it. Instead of looking at how the different plants and trees retain water differently, I look at it as, do you know what is the main thing, the same thing that all the plants and trees, and whether big or small, require? They all share the same thing, the basic needs, which is water. It doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how small you are. That's the same thing. So to me, it almost feels like we're given 24 hours a day, just like the rain that comes down equally on everybody. We're all given 24 hours a day. Smart people, wise people use 24 hours to the richest, to the fullest. And not so wise people, or people that tend to waste time, which is not wise, will use it less, right? Just like the big tree and small trees. However, we all need this time. We all accomplish things with the time that we're given. So that's the other way to look at it. We're all the same because we all need this. So another way to look at this is everybody about giving. So once again, link this back to the 6 parameters, which is about giving. That sometimes that even though we give people different things, right? You give people in Asia, maybe not so much the blanket, maybe more about the rice, but you give people in the colder area blanket because they have more, it's colder climate. But whatever it is, the main thing, the basic thing that you give them is respect, gratitude, and love. These are the very basic needs. That's another way I look at it. When you tie this in with giving, thinking about, yes, the adult will require a different amount of rice than the children, but they all need this food. Similarly, different parts of the area, different parts of the globe will require different things for help, but they all have the same thing, the same need: respect, gratitude, and love. So sometimes the most important thing to give isn't this material. Sometimes the very same thing that you give to everybody is respect, gratitude, and love. It's your attitude. So the stories, once again today, as my sharing is coming to an end, all these stories, the parables, are here to help us reflect, to help us think deeper, to help us guide us into thinking about the different situations and thinking out of the box, thinking, how have I grown and how can I overcome the current situations that I'm in? So today we'll talk about the 2 stories about the first parameter of the 6th parameter, which is giving. We know that giving needs compassion and compassion needs wisdom. And we know that we need to give according to people's want and need, and steer them and guide them. That requires wisdom. However, at the same time, there is the same basic needs, the same equalness or the same fairness in all of us. Even though sometimes even though sometimes the cash card, the amount in the cash card is 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000. It's different amounts, but the same amount of respect, gratitude, and love that comes with that card is the same. So the two stories tells you the two perspectives in giving. One, give some things differently because people have different perspectives, to steer them, to allow them to grow into what you are truly going to give them. But at the same time, even though people are different, they're all going to share the very same basic needs. Do you understand that? So even though you're giving something differently according to their needs, you also need to know what they share, the same, which is their basic needs, gratitude, respect, and love. So that's the sharing for today. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with all of you. And I apologize, I have to run to my next meeting now. And Master will be beginning her second trip around Taiwan very briefly, the day after tomorrow. And we'll hopefully resume our sharing, or if not, we'll talk to Sister Su Ching about the arrangement for the future for the next weeks and months. Until then, wish everybody good health and blessings to you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Joe. But just before you go, we catch you with the picture, yeah? Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, next, it's always very enjoyable to listen to Brother Joe. And next, we also have an equally exciting person that we could talk to is our Brother David.
Okay, something happened.
Good morning.
Something happened to my cell phone. 1 minute. Yeah. I cannot see my photo. 1 minute. I will start again, okay?
Okay, all right. Take your time. Sorry, I also have to stop share.
Can you see me now? Can you see me?
Can't see you, Brother David. Maybe you exit and log in again.
No. My cell phone just dropped down to my floor. So the connection is something missed now. But can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
But cannot see me, right?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. No problem. You don't need to see me. Okay. Now it's okay now?
Oh dear, now I cannot go back to my question. Okay.
I still can't see you, Brother David.
You cannot see me, right?
I can't see you, but I can hear you very clearly.
But cannot see me. Okay. Yeah. I will start again.
Okay, we can see you now, Brother David.
Can see now? I will start again. So my voice also no problem.
Good.
Everything good.
Good.
Okay. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, Robert.
Yeah, good morning, Brother David.
Good morning.
Can
It's
everybody...
been a long time. It's been a long time. 2 months already, right?
Yes, it has been a long time.
Yeah. Because end of the year will be much busier. Especially next Monday, the master will have a cheering for the year-end blessing ceremony. And next Tuesday, I'm also going to fly to San Francisco for 1 month. So before this, I have so many things to prepare. That's why I'm so busy. But this morning, okay, because after this meeting, I have to go to a boat to participate in the Kuala Lumpur and Masters double way interaction, 温馨交流啦. And this afternoon, I have another board of director meeting for the South Africa. So until tonight, I'm going back to Taipei and to prepare my bag luggage for going to US. Yeah. Okay. Now.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for taking time, Brother
Yeah,
David.
okay, good. My
Yeah,
learning opportunity as well.
Thank you. Yeah, today we have some questions on
Okay.
parenting. Yeah.
Okay. Should we start now?
Yes, can we?
Okay, first question.
Yes. So this question is on parenting. So this particular person asks, what should be the emphasis? Should we raise our children to excel in studies and to defend themselves without being taken advantage of? Or should we emphasize in cultivating compassion in our children, but the fear is that they can be easily taken advantage of? So what is your advice to this parent?
Okay. Actually, this is a simple question that we can easily judge and distinguish which kind of the kids, and how to choose the way we educate our children. I think this is very easy to understand. Of course, everybody hope for being the parents. We hope our children can develop their hobbies or interests, right? Can develop their skill, and also can increase their wisdom. But this we need the conditions. If the kids who has this very good potential, very good condition, he will be a person who can control himself, can conduct himself, right? He also has his own point of view. Not everything just hesitate, because he has the wisdom already, right? So he won't be easy to be taken advantage of. On the contrary, if the kids, he always always obey or comply with a parent's regulation, and without his own point of view, he is not independent. So everything have to experience, everything has to rely on other people. Then he is the person who cannot control himself. But this we also can say, 华语叫做过犹不及的. Too over also not good, not enough also not good, right? That we say the 中庸之道怎么讲?
So how to be, balanced?
Imbalance.
Yeah,
Imbalance.
Just not too much, not too little.
Yeah. So we have to, not only our children, ourselves also same, right? Even being the parents, we are also same, right? You want to rational, or you want to be emotional. Too much and not enough also no good, right? We have to keep balance. Same thing. Okay. So our children, if not being educated from the childhood, the parents always teach them how to control himself, how to be independent. Not everything you just do for you do for your children. Something you have to let them do by themselves. Even they fail, this is also a good opportunity to learn, right? We prefer the children fell down earlier, and they can learn, they can get training earlier as well, right? So this, I think this is easy, very easy problems, you know. Of course, we don't want our children to be easily taken advantage of by other people. Right? This is why these two, and last month I also solved a problem for our Taiwan youth, the young people cheated. They were cheated and fly to Cambodia. I think this news everybody knows, right? Those people cheated. Other people cheat them and fetch them to the Phnom Penh. And after they arrive in Phnom Penh, they all look the country, but by the gangster. Yeah, they have to work very hard to pay their debts because they already borrowed a big money in Taiwan before they went to Cambodia. So this is also a temptation, right? 诱惑，对不对？
Yeah, temptation.
诱惑 temptation, because he can borrow a big money from other people in Taiwan. So they already feel, oh, this is a very good thing, you know. I won't do anything, but I can get the money. But the condition is after you go to Cambodia, you have to be controlled by other people and working hard to pay your debt. Especially this debt is very high interest. So you never can pay back for this debt, you know. So you want the gangster want to get money, no money. So your whole body, you are controlled by them, right? So this we also call taking advantage of other people, right? But I solved the problem for them. I conduct our person in charge in Phnom Penh, and also our foreign ministry in the people in Vietnam, and go to Cambodia to help them. Yeah. So this is a long story, but now already can come back to Taiwan now. We pay the debt for them, but not big money. Okay. So these people, before why they are cheated? Because of greed. Why you are greedy? Because when the temptation comes to you, you have to know how to distinguish, how to judge whether I want to be cheated by them or not. Right. So this we have to teach our children, even teach ourselves as well. But this needs wisdom, right? So say the raised children who can excel in studies and able to defend themselves. This necessary, very necessary, not only for our children, for ourselves also same. We know you want to be a Bodhisattva, you must know how to protect yourself first. If you cannot protect yourself, how you protect other people and the disaster people, right? In Chinese we say 泥菩萨过河 Mati Bodhisattva, right?
Yeah,
how to cross the river?
Yeah.
How to cross the river? Yeah, so this defending power from childhood, we have to teach our children. Yeah, 去培养出来的，培养怎么讲？培养
cultivate.
To cultivate. Nerve 也可以 nerve. Nurture to nurture. Yeah, to nurture. Yeah. Okay, not only children, for our adults, same thing. Must know how to defend, to protect yourself, especially in Bodhisattva path. You know, if we are easily to be hurt by other people, then it will be very difficult to walk on this Bodhisattva path, because you cannot protect yourself, you cannot comfort yourself. But how you comfort other people, right? The same story. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so just like what Brother Joe shared with us just now, right?
Yes.
The real test is really in the wisdom. So it takes compassion to give and giving also needs wisdom.
Yeah.
So one is not being taken advantage of. And if you're strongly grounded in your values, then there is no fear in giving, and there is no greed in wanting more, right? And therefore,
Yeah, but one
easily
thing
fall
very
trap.
important, right? For parenting, we have to educate our children. Wisdom is much more important than intelligence or clever. If somebody praise us, wow, you are very clever, you are very intelligent, this is not good thing. But if the other people tell, wow, you are a very wise person, this is a good thing. Because the clever or intelligence is polluted. It is polluted. But if the wisdom is pure, it's pure. So if other people praise us, you are very clever, this is not good. This is 不是好事情啊, it's not good thing.
Yeah.
So we have to teach our children, not only children, for us also same, right? We want the wisdom, not clever, not being clever.
Be wise, yeah.
Be wise, yes. Not be intelligent or clever.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to question number 2.
Okay.
This is a question that was asked by a child to the mother.
Yeah.
So in Tzu Chi, we always bow, right? And
Yeah.
we make the Bi Ru Ying, right? And then, so this person wants to know, what is the meaning of this hand sign? And why is it that we put the sign on our forehead? What does it mean? And why do we do that?
Okay, may I know what does it mean, Bi Ru Yin? Bi Ru Yin. Okay. This hand sign.
Yes.
This is very easy to explain. For example, when we kneel down to Buddha, right? Our head must be also touch down the floor, right? Our forehead must touch down the floor. This means we are very humble and we are very respectful for Buddha. Okay, we are very humble. That's why we kneel down. Okay, our forehead touch down the floor. Same thing for this hand sign. We put the Bi Ru Yin, right, on our forehead. Same thing, because our head is the top side of our body, right? So the forehead here, if you put the hand sign on our forehead, this means it's the highest courtesy, respect, the highest respect to the Buddha.
So it's
Therefore,
utmost respect, yeah? Utmost respect.
Yeah. Only this meaning. Yeah. 这个就是 just like the Tibet people, right? When they go to 那什么那个潮汕英文怎么讲？潮汕我忘记了。
The pilgrimage, the 3 steps, right?
Pilgrimage, right?
Yeah.
A pilgrimage. Yeah. When they pilgrimage to the temple from the downhill to the uphill, right? 他们五体投地嘛，对 ，the whole body and straight out their feet and their hands, right? Touch down the ground, right? 五体
They
投地嘛，
prostrate,
对
yeah. So on the bowing pilgrimage, they prostrate.
Yeah. So this also a ritual of the Buddhist people, show their highest respect to the Buddha. Yeah, 最敬礼啦， 最敬礼的，最恭敬的了。Very sincere, very respect. Yeah.
Reverent, right? Most reverent. Yeah.
Something like that. You put the hand sign on your forehead. We means I am very respectful to our Buddha. Yeah.
Okay.
Just this meaning. Yeah. It's easy.
So we go to the third question.
Okay.
So the question here is that she is a single parent with 4 kids. the elder girls have all grown up and wish to stay with their boyfriends, move out from their home and stay with the boyfriends. And the person here says that she feels this is morally not right, but the daughters will not listen. So she feels ashamed as she is a Tzu Chi commissioner. So the advice, the question is, what can she do? How would she tell her relatives, especially the children's grandparents? So, Brother David, please advise.
Actually, being parenting, all parents are facing this kind of a challenge for our children, right? Especially the younger generation, right? But didn't mention about this daughter, how many years old, or he or she is schooling in junior school or senior school or university. This is much difference because the junior and senior students is not adult. But if you already studying in university, I think at least over 18 years old already, right? This we call it adult. So adult and not adult, the regulation is something different. Yeah.
Well, I think she said here grown up means that already as an adult.
That means
So
at least 18 years old.
Yes, already.
More than already. Okay.
Yeah.
So this means she is not studying in junior or senior school. Yeah, probably in at least university already, right? So as long as he or she is adult, then they have their 自主权呐，自主权怎么讲？自主权。
They have got the control over their life.
Yeah, they have their rights, the human rights for the adult, right? And they won't listen to you. Not only the university students, they won't listen to their parents sometimes. But the senior school, the junior school, the younger generation, also same thing, you know. When your children in childhood, everything listen to father or mother or teacher, right? Until the junior school or senior school, they already grow up, you know, they have their own friends. They have their so many close friends. Right? They listen to their friends. They won't listen to the teacher or the parents because 这个是青春期嘛，对，青春期的怎么讲？
In their youth, their teenage years, you know, 青春期, in their youth, right?
青春期的 they won't listen to you because their mindset already mature, already something different from the childhood, you know. So this daughter, right? His daughter?
Yeah.
Elder, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And this daughter, she preferred to stay with her boyfriend outside, not stay at home. If in university, all the kids already live from the house, live from home, they won't stay. I think majority of the university students, they already live home. They don't stay at home, right? Even in Malaysia, Singapore is different. Singapore is very small, you know, right? In Taiwan also same, you know. So they already left the house and they stay in dormitory, okay? Or they rent a house outside. They don't stay at home. So this kind, and they are also adult already. They already have their own friends, close friends, boys friends, girls friends. Well, so they prefer to stay with their close friend outside, and they know actually what they are doing because their ideology already mature, you know. So we cannot say right or wrong, you know. We cannot say right or wrong, you know, especially in US or European country, you know. Most of the university students, they already have this kind of mindset, you know. They already live together not at home, outside. So this is a trend, this is a trend. We cannot use our own ideology to judge the children, this is wrong or right, because they have this right for adult. So I think unless the friend he stay with or she stay with is a bad guy, and she or he already influenced by these bad people who stay with your son or your daughter, then we want to change. We want to educate. This is not a good thing for our children. You stay the people who is bad guy or who is the bad guy. No, but if not this kind of situation, right? The girl or the boy, our children stay with him or he or her. This only because they are 谈得来嘛, they are good friends, and they also can encourage each other. They can accompany each other while outside of our house. This is also not a bad thing.
Beneficial friend, right?
Yeah, beneficial friend.
Encourage each other to grow.
Yeah. So like me, okay. I recognize the Sister Churu before university, but we didn't live together actually, because that before university, although I'm adult, but our culture and our tradition is not allowed, and I also don't have this ability, right? I love her. I want to stay with her outside. No, I don't have this kind of condition, right? So now, eventually, she became my wife, right? I recognize her before my university. So you cannot say this wrong or right, but this 感情很难讲的, for emotions, 是不是?
So we can't judge, right? We cannot be.
Yeah, we cannot judge. And this is also kind of affinity in our life. Affinity, right? Somebody she married a girl who was his friend while in childhood, right? This is also possible, right? So this is something to do with affinity. We cannot say right or wrong, Yeah.
So Brother David, in short, means that if you find that this person is not a bad person, and if you think that it's a beneficial friend that can help your daughter to grow, then you should not be so judgmental, and hence, therefore, you should actually give them your blessing.
Yeah, but we have to educate them. Okay, kids, you are already adult, right? You know what can do, what cannot do. You have your sense distinction already. 分别，你有分别，你有这个区别的心嘛？You have this wisdom to judge everything wrong or right. Okay. Now you want to stay with this your friend outside. Okay. We cannot object. But only one thing, we have to educate them. You must know how to protect yourself, because you are in university. You are studying in university. You are still schooling. So during this period, you must know how to prevent to be pregnant, right? It's just not that we cannot say, okay, I love him, she loved me, then something happened, become a big mistake, a big trouble. This is not good. We must know how to prevent. You are adult already, right? You want to stay together? Okay, I agree. Both of you are very nice. You can encourage each other. You can help each other. This is a very good thing. But being adult, you must know how to prevent something happen. That this we call the positive education. You have to educate them, tell them before something happens. This is what we have to do in parenting for
So-
our parenting.
So if you cannot be good, be careful.
Yes, you must know how to protect yourself. I think
Okay.
so many of my friends, their children also this way, you know, even maybe in Taiwan, maybe in China, maybe in America, also schooling in university, but they already live together. But all my friends, they say, I teach them how to do it, how to prevent. That they must know, if you want to stay together, you must know something you have to prevent. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We can now go to question number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question 4 is is it true that wisdom life is everlasting and will not disappear forever? So how do we prove this? How do we actually retrieve it in the future life? How do you therefore look for, when you go to the next life, you say, hey, where is my wisdom life? Brother David?
Yeah. The wisdom life is everlasting. Because just now we say already, the wisdom is purified. It's not polluted. So can keep long term. The people who has wisdom, he doesn't do the wrong thing. But if the people who is clever, sometimes he do the right things, but sometimes probably he will do the wrong thing. Yeah. So for our life, we call the 肉身呐, the body life. Okay. For wisdom, we call the wisdom life.
The physical life and the wisdom
The physical life. Okay. The physical life. Okay. For example, the Buddha already passed away, right? In 2,500 years ago, right? He already passed away. Yeah. But his physical life already gone. No more. But until now, we are still learning the wisdom from Buddha. Right? So the Buddha's wisdom life still with us now. After 2,500 years, still with us. So this we call the wisdom life of Buddha. Same thing for our master. Master still alive. So we are Ifa. We comply the master's teaching. Okay, but we also the 怎么讲？上人的 okay, everything what we do, we in compliance with the master's regulation, master's teaching, right? Everything what we do, we also follow master's physi life. Master 的人呐, the master, we follow master. This we call the physical life, right? We also follow Master Ching Yen, the teaching, right? And his body language. One is the teaching and the body language. We call 有形的. 怎么讲? 有形怎么讲?
Appearance.
Appearance. It's appearance. But wisdom life 是无形的.
No form.
The no form 是无形的. 对，这个这样解释就很清楚了。对 same thing. All of us will die eventually. Right? But if we have something like our 我们的什么 our good deeds, okay, our good deeds, our merits, right? Still let the people who can remember us after we pass away. This we call the 无形的嘛，无形的东西嘛。Yeah. So this is how to retrieve it in future life. 如何去 get it done， 拿到它了，在我们的未来的生命里面。Okay, for example, if now we follow Master Ching Yen, okay, we learn so much from Master Ching Yen's teaching. Okay, today I learned from Master Ching Yen. Okay, and I remember this good sentence, this Jesus aphorism, and I transform this Jesus aphorism into my daily life. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe next year, right? Maybe future life. This is what we call, right? The wisdom we learn from Master Ching Yen, we use in our daily life. This we call the retrieve it in future life. True or not?
So this teachings, what we can always, if we can take it to heart, we practice it, and this becomes like our habit. So it is stored in our eighth consciousness. So next time when we come back, that, the good habits automatically, comes back to us. That is what it means, right? This is what you mean by retrieving.
Bear it in our mind first. We have to strongly remember this good sentence, right? These teachings. Strongly remembered. This first step. The second step, you have to use all these good sentences you remembered into apply in your daily life, apply in your working, apply in your human relationship, and you get very good result. This is what we call, you already retrieve it in your future life. The future life, tomorrow also our future life, right? Today it's today, but tomorrow is our future life already, right? Next week also same, next month also same, right? Yeah, that means you have to we call take the Buddha Dharma into our daily life. Yeah.
So actualizing it in our action.
Yes.
And the proof is actually all around us, right? The people who we are with, the good relationship that we have. So these are actually, the wisdom that we have had. Had we not formed this kind of blessed affinities in the past, we would not have those affinities now. So that is really the proof.
This means wisdom is everlasting. But the intelligence is temporary. Today is very intelligent. Tomorrow something happened, influenced by other people, or mindset change already, because we call the intelligence is polluted, right? Sometimes if you are polluted, then you change your mindset, become not clever, right? So clever can be yes or no, but wisdom no. Nobody say this is good wisdom, this is bad wisdom. No, wisdom no good and bad distinguished. No. Wisdom is pure, is everlasting. But clever, intelligent, maybe today is clever, tomorrow is very stupid, maybe.
So actually cleverness can get us into trouble. Depends on how we used it, right?
Yes. Very possible you use your clever, you are clever, but you do the wrong thing, right? 好心做错事嘛，不是吗？
Yeah.
You have good heart, but you don't have wisdom, so you do the wrong thing. And use your mindfulness, right? But as long as you have wisdom, you never do the wrong thing. You never, because he is very pure, never do the wrong thing. But the people who is clever maybe do the wrong things, very possible. You see the gangster, right? 那些诈骗集团啊 right? The thief Well, they are very clever, you know. They can steal a car within one minute. True or not?
Very skillful.
They can steal one car within one minute. You know, this we cannot say this the wise thief. We cannot say wise thief. We only can say clever, very clever, but do the wrong thing. If the people with wisdom, they won't do the wrong thing, right?
Yeah. Okay. You know, Brother David, we have some time left, and there is always, you know, this question about Tzu Chi not allowing, you know, the volunteers, the commissioners to participate in politics. 慈济跟政治就是好像是水掺油这样哈，就是不允许了哈，我们去参加这个政治的活动。So the question is, why is that so?
It is very clear. Because if you want to cultivate yourself, okay, you want to learn Buddhism, you must keep your mind tranquil. You know, you must choose a peaceful place to cultivate yourself. You know, you must select, you know, must know how to select the environment. But since we are a person in society, we cannot be relieved from the politics, all right? And we also have to concern about the politics, especially the political situation. We must understand. You know, this is also kind of knowledge. You must know what the current situation you are staying now. Otherwise, you become a people isolated from the society, right? But these have the 怎么讲 must know how to 分寸，怎么讲分寸 how to
identify or discern.
Yeah, identify. Yeah. We must know how to identify. Okay, since we cannot live from the political situation. Yeah, but we can concern. We also can vote, right? We can go and vote. But 我们中文讲了，上人讲很清楚，就是我们不助选、不参选、不参选了。We don't want to be a candidate for the selection.
Not participate as a candidate.
Yeah. No participation. 参加就是说参选呐。We don't want to be a candidate of the election. Okay, and so also we don't want to help some people. 怎么样去
Take side. We don't want to take side, right? Is it?
No. Everybody must take sides. Just we don't speak out, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have my political position. You have yours, but we don't discuss in this group, in Tzu Chi group. Everybody has the ideal person. Yeah, he or she want to elect. We must have this kind. We have. Yeah, I have my intention to vote for whom, right? I have, but that's all. I like this person. I like that person. Okay, I vote for them. That's all. But we don't want to how to say 宣传呐 broadcasting. We don't want to broadcast for them. Hey, please, you have to choose this guy. You have to vote for this guy. No, we don't want to do this way. This we call the help 助选呐。怎么想助选？中文讲助选，帮助那个人。We don't want to help any candidate.
Them. Okay. Yeah.
We don't want to help any candidate and advise other people. You have to vote for him. We don't want to do this way. Yeah.
Then, but my question is that, Brother David, you know, all the good people, right? All the virtuous people say, I don't want to participate in politics. So then we have got politicians who are not so virtuous. then you know
Virtuous.
that I will do it. You know, the good people, the one who study Buddhism, who study Dharma, say, okay, I don't want to participate in politics. So then we leave all those candidates who are not so virtuous, may not be, you know, then we let them lead the country. So is that also the right thing to do, no?
You don't worry about this, you know. If even we don't get involved, but still have so many people involved. But at least we don't want to involve, you know. We just concerned, right? Concerned. And we go and vote. We go and vote. But we don't, but if you take side, it will make the situation become very complicated, because this is the not issue of the wrong or right, good or bad, right? All the candidate, we cannot say this guy is bad. Even he is bad, but still have so many people support him. Sometimes you feel very confused, you know, because you judge these things according to your own self, your point of view. For you to say this guy is very bad, for other people say this guy is very nice. So it can become a very big conflict, you know. So if you get involved in this political issue, you discuss this issue with your friends, then you and your friend, the point of view different. They become, before we are good brothers and sisters. But because of political issue, they become right, become enemy, right? Not only friends, you know. Husband and wife, sometimes they argue, the conflict because of the political position is different, right? In Taiwan, very serious, you know, because everybody takes side. Sometimes the wife and husband is different side. It become a problem, you know. So this means you get involved in this political issue, your mind already stirred. It didn't become complicated, you know. This is not good for our cultivation.
So
But
what it means is that, Brother David, political discussion can be very afflictive because it can be very divisive and cause a lot of conflicts between people. But we still need to exercise our power, our right as a citizen, and we exercise that through our votes rather than our words, correct?
Yes. Okay, like me, right? I already have the direct broadcast, right? 直播了哈, right? Okay, for example, for master must keep very 怎么讲 neutral. Master, all the master disciple, 常住师父, yes, they must keep very neutral. As long as their language, their attitude shows she already takes side, then nobody respect this master, right? All the people are nice. All the people are equal. This is 他们的心胸是这样子嘛 right? If the nun or monk, they take side, then all his disciples also take side, divided by two parts, right? Then how he or she can transform his or her disciples, right? If your point of view different from your disciples, then you are automatically divided all your disciples by two parts. One is agree, one is oppose. This is not a good thing. So in Su Ching, even me, I dare not to say any one word about the politics, you know, because I'm not sure everybody's same point of view with mine, you know, right? Once you say, okay, any one word, right, shows you have this, you have tech site. Then somebody they don't like you already, right? Brother David, he chose this guy and he hate that guy. Then how I transform the people, how I convince the people, very difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
But in my mind, I have my ideal person to vote. But this in my privacy, inside my heart, I cannot tell anybody. All right, difficult.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because this is the question that, it was much discussed.
Okay.
Because we just had our election.
Yeah, actually, this is very clear. We can concern. We must concern, because being a person in the society, being a civilian in the society, in this country, okay, we must concern, right? We cannot say nothing to do with me, Then it become isolated from the society. There's something wrong, Okay, 我们可以关心但是我们不参选不助选，我们不去 to be a candidate， 我们不去选，我们也 help other people to 宣传这个是个 guideline， this is a guideline。不参选不助选。
So we don't participate in any political movement. And
Yes.
we don't openly discriminate against any one of the candidates.
Right. Yeah. And this can keep us very simple, not confused, not complicated. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we want to calm down our mind. We want to keep our mind tranquil. This kind of things always has two parts. We won't take any part, take any side. We don't want to take any side. Keep neutral. It becomes very simple, very peaceful, very tranquil, very quiet. This is good for our cultivation. But inside of our heart, we're concerned about this country. We're concerned about the society. Yeah. But we don't get involved in political issue.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that how, conflicts arise because of some political talk. Yeah.
Yes. You never know. You never know the politician talks which is right, which is wrong, Especially now, so many fake news, fake message, right? In Malaysia, I think also same, right? You are very hard to distinguish,
Yes.
So many people are misguided by those fake news. So see, even we are the people learning Buddhism. Even we are so many very senior volunteer, they are also influenced by those fake news. Because you are very hard to distinguish, But eventually we prove the news you heard is fake news. Like 2 months ago, in my direct broadcast, I already make I clarify this issue in my direct broadcast. Because in Taiwan, the newspaper said, the media said, 慈济出手啦，慈济 people already go to Cambodia to save 2 persons back to Taiwan. Very big title. And in the past 50 years, all the big severe disaster happened in Taiwan. All the news people, they went to site. They make the news. They 新闻报道啊 they make the news report. When all the cameramen, they want to take the photo with the Tzu Chi volunteer inside. They always try to avoid, because they know you already have one Thai TV station. So they want to take any video with the Tzu Chi volunteer inside. In the past 50 years, all like this. You know, they won't say, okay, now we are appreciate the Su Ching volunteer, immediately come to the disaster site to help the people, everything. No, they don't want to report this. This is Taiwan media situation. But why now these two TV so nice, so enthusiastic, automatically to tell everybody Su Ching went to Cambodia to save 2 persons back to Taiwan? Why? And if this is true, why our Thai TV station didn't mention any one word, right? If this is good thing done by Su Ching, our Thai TV station must broadcast first. Why? Right? And you see, okay, I tell all the senior volunteer, when you heard this news, you read this newspaper, you just see the title, really very 怎么样？很震撼啊 very impactful, very impactful. Wow, our government also cannot help the people, but how Su Ching can help people to save the people? So everybody see the title, and they immediately 疯狂转传呐。They just resend, they just send to everywhere. They sent all the group.
They forward to, yeah.
Now I tell them, I say, please, you must see. You just see the title, very impactful title. But you didn't go inside to see the contents. No one word describing about the real story. How Su Ching went there to save, how many, when, where, how. They never mention about this. Actually, the contents is nothing. Only the title very impactful. But still have so many senior volunteers influenced by this fake news. And this forced me no choice. I have to use my direct broadcast to tell everybody this is fake news, fake message, not right. Su Ching never go to Cambodia to save the people. No. See how difficult. Right.
So this is actually using Su Ching for their own agenda to put down the government.
Right. And some media, some TV station, they report this news, right? And they make a ball, and they make this opportunity for other politicians to take this issue to attack our government, to fight our government. They criticize our government. Why? Su Ching can go to save the people from Cambodia, but why our government useless, cannot do anything? They use this way, they take advantage of Su Ching to attack government. So must be very careful, very careful.
Okay, thank you. Kan Eun, Brother David, for a very, very impactful session, and Kan Eun for answering all our questions today. Yeah. So, Sister Su Ching, do you have anything to add to this? Or anyone has got any further questions? We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Wow, awesome. Yeah, please everyone, if there's any questions, this opportunity, else we'll take a group picture. Very enlightening, because the question on the precepts of not participating in politics, it was discussed in many platforms, and we are waiting.
Must keep the guideline to protect yourself.
Yeah, today replies
to protect your wisdom life. Okay, see you next time.
Okay, let's take a group picture first. On the video,
okay.
We'll see. Yeah, please keep the questions coming. We will have another Q&A next month. Okay.
Okay, now.
Kan Eun, brother.
Kan Eun.
Brother David.
Kan Eun, Brother David. Jesus.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Everyone have a great day.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Brother Robert, maybe lead us in paying homage to Sangren and Buddha.
Brothers and sisters, please put our palms together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. Amitabha.
Okay, Amitabha. Bye, Robert.
Yeah.
Bye.
Brother.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Bye.
Wow, brother, very Fascinating answer always, kan. Kak Anna, Sister Kaping.
Sister Su Ching,